Basically, what LSETF is an agency set up by the Lagos State government to solve the problem of unemployment. And we do that through three main means. The first is by providing access to finance through our loans and grants. The second is an employability program, whereby we train people in mostly blue-collar jobs. We do a little bit of white-collar as well. And finally, where I work is the startups unit, where we provide support to the tech ecosystem. I won't delve too much into the other aspects of LSETF. I'll just talk about the startups unit and what we do to support the tech ecosystem. Generally, at the startups unit, we have three main programs that we run, three main projects that we run. And the first one, which we are very popular for, is the Workspace Voucher Program. And what we try to do with that Workspace Voucher Program is support entrepreneurs in the tech ecosystem by providing access to infrastructure. Most people that are in startups need to have access to the internet, electricity, and sometimes they need other communities to survive, bounce off ideas with other entrepreneurs. They need other virtual addresses, mailing systems, and all that. If you are a startup, literally starting from ideation without no money, it's going to be absurd for you to go and start looking for office space. Even if you want to look for accommodation only in Lagos, even with your money, you know the kind of wonderful offers you will see. And now to not talk of, you are just a startup, you don't have any money yet, you are still begging people to support you. It's going to be very difficult for you to start your business and start looking for a space. Even if you now have that money, when you get the space, you start thinking of your internet, start thinking of your power. Even if you're not careful, if you're not disciplined, those problems will stop you from even doing what you want to do. You just feel like, no, I'm not doing this again, you abandon it. So we don't want that kind of attrition for startups. That is why we are now providing access to co-working spaces in Lagos at reduced costs. So how it works is that if you apply to us, you will review your business, you stage your ads, what you've done so far, what you intend to achieve, the size of your team, and that will determine the type of voucher you get. And the way these vouchers work is that you can use those vouchers at any of our co-working spaces in Lagos. So let's say you're working on the island. For that month, if you are based on the island, you can use our vouchers in any of our co-working partners on the island. If the next month you decide to come to the mainland, you can still use your vouchers at any of our partner hubs on the mainland. So we are not restricted to where you can use those vouchers. And that way, you notice that when entrepreneurs are not burdened with that task of setting up shop, let me use the word setting up shop, because when you work in co-working spaces, a lot of things you don't need to worry about. You don't need to worry about mailing, you don't need to worry about where you have your physical meetings. As much as the world is going virtual, I want to have a meeting with you physical, let me see who I'm dealing with. You won't invite them to your shared apartment or you understand? You still need an office, you still need somewhere bright where you can say, oh, this is a boardroom, this is where you have our meetings. If you're in a co-working space, it's still better because they understand that they are part of the community there. They are not just random, they are not just from thin air. So you notice that when people work in these co-working spaces, they are able to focus on their business. And for us at LSETF, when you focus on your business grows and you employ more people. That is where we are going to. You know that if you started with yourself, when your business grows, you increase to 2 people, you increase to 4 people, you increase to 8 people. And the funny thing about tech is that you can't really see you can't put a measure to how you will grow. You might think you just go to 4 people in a year, but things will blow out of proportion and you have about 16 or 20 people. That's the wonderful thing about tech. So once you're able to, with us, with our support, once you're able to not worry about that for a while, we believe that you will grow and you will increase the number of people in your team. Secondly, we have another program called the Ideal Program. It is basically a mentorship program for 3 months. Just like the previous speaker said, if you don't have guidance, there's a lot of things that will even go wrong at the foundational stage of your business. So once you've started off on the wrong foot, when it gets to time for your investors to come and you don't have even the basic requirements, you might miss a lot of opportunities. You might miss a lot of free things, even free things that will help you. because you started off on the wrong foot. So what we try to do with that program is ensure that businesses are mentored by people that have done things in the ecosystem, established people in the ecosystem, founders in the ecosystem, founders in things like tech, fintech, law, agrotech, supply chain, and all that. So either way, you're not just going in blind. Even if you have all the money, even if you start a business with $1 million, but you have no clear idea of what you want to do, that business will fail. It's not bad belly. That business will fail. So you need somebody that knows the way, somebody that has tried it before, or somebody that is walking that same path with you to lead you. That way, your business can grow. That way, you can even scale beyond what you've planned. That way, when challenges come, they can tell you this is how to navigate through it. Okay, let me just chip this in as well. A lot of people also think that they need to hoard their ideas. I've had that questions a lot of times, even from me and every other person I speak. A lot of people think that they need to hoard their ideas so that somebody will not go and steal it or do it anywhere. But ideas are unlimited. Ideas are unlimited, and what is very, very important is execution. You might have 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Somebody else can decide he wants to do 0 plus 4. It now determines how you want to get to that 4. If 4 is the main place you are going to, execution matters a lot. So when you want to build your business, you will need to take some risks. When you pitch to investors, you won't tell an investor that I want to give you money. You won't tell me that I can't tell you everything because I don't want you to go and replicate it somewhere. It's either give or take. You still need to expose yourself to people. You still need to, for you to get access to grants, for you to get access to partnerships, you still need to have this discussion. So at any point in time, for any business, you don't need to hide your idea, you don't need to hide what you're doing. But you can protect yourself with what the previous speaker has said. Know where you need to protect yourself. That way, you are not surprised totally if other people replicate your ideas. And you should also know that different businesses do the same thing. You have a lot of fintechs around and they do basically the same thing. They do payments, but different names. Piggy vests, Colo vests, Rice vests, Raspberry. So you give us your money, we keep it for you, give you interest. It's just little packaging and band that differentiates them all. So not based on preference, that is what people will decide, oh, this is where I want to keep my money, this is what I want to do. Just little differences. So that is enough evidence for you to know that execution is key, and just focus on your own selling points. Focus on what you want to do. And finally, we have a talent development program. There's something we're working on for next year. We want to train about 5,000 people in Lagos State for various tech skills. We know that there are a lot of people that want to become data scientists, web developers, software developers, software engineers, etc. A lot of very, very techy names, but they don't have access to learning. They don't even have laptops. They don't even have the means to learn these things. So what we're trying to do next year is to train at least 5,000 people in Lagos State. If you go on our website now, if you go on our social media now, on our communications, Lagos Innovates Tech Drive, we know that for the tech ecosystem to thrive, we need talent. A lot of people, they've jackpot already. Like they said, a lot of people have jackpot. If we want our apps to continue working by this time next year, we need talent. If not, all of us will care at the bank to transfer our money. So we need a pipeline of competent talent in Lagos State. We have new bills, the startup bill is there. So for us to maintain that community, for us to maintain that ecosystem, we need active people with all these tech skills. And coming next year, we intend to train about 5,000 people, at least 5,000 people for free. Thank you very much. That will be all for now. If you have questions.